Good evening from me and him and my cow. I hope you've had a lovely sunny day. Again, sunny again. It's just the norm, isn't it? The sunshine. Now, we are in the middle of reading Miss Palaver's theatric. Do you remember? She'd been called to the headmistress's office and we haven't yet found out why. Should we see? Do you remember she was asking whether she was going to be made a dame by Her Majesty the Queen? Well, the answer to all of those questions was a big, fat no. But Miss Palaver didn't know that yet. The school secretary led her into the headmistress's oak-panelled office. As you might expect from a school so drenched in history, the room was full of leather-bound books and oil paintings of the previous headmistresses. "You senteth for me, O great one," announced Palaver as she wafted into the room, her cape trailing behind her. "It is I, the greatest drama teacher the world has ever known, Miss Palaver." "Yes, one knows who you are," snapped the frightfully posh headmistress. The headmistress was so posh that she would have made Her Majesty the Queen look common. Really. She was stern at the best of times. The lady didn't have time for the silly teacher and her even sillier productions. "Sit down," she ordered. Look. Very stern. Miss Palaver lowered herself onto the chair slowly and theatrically. It took a few minutes for her bottom to actually reach the seat. Certainly enough time to boil an egg. Finally, the headmistress could begin. "One has brought you here today as one needs to talk to you about what you have proposed for this year's school play. The complete works of William Shakespeare, unabridged," asked Miss Palaver brightly. "Yes," replied the headmistress wearily. "That iseth William Shakespeare the playwrighteth, not William Shakespeare my pet goldfisheth." "One gathered that. One assumes your pet goldfish hasn't written any plays yet?" "One or two, but they are noteth great. They tend to go round and round in circles, like him." The headmistress just rolled her eyes. Miss Palaver really was bananas. "Miss Palaver, one is saying no." That was a word Miss Palaver never heard. She was such a force of nature that no one ever said no to her. After the shock had set in, she began her performance. Tears welled up in her eyes, and her voice began to wobble with emotion. "But this is my masterpiece. This will make me go downeth in history as the greatest drama teacher who ever lived. It has never been doneth before. To stage all 37 of Shakespeare's plays and presenteth them to one evening of wonderment. But it won't just be one evening, will it, Miss Palaver?" The teacher thought for a moment. Maths was not her strong suit, but each play ran to 3 or 4 hours, so she began attempting to work it out. "No, if..." She's working now. "So how long would it take to stage all 37 of Shakespeare's often posterior-numbingly long plays?" "Knoweth longer than a week." "A week?" Even the headmistress was flabbergasted. "It would be longer if thou so wisheth." I could includeth Shakespeare's sonnets. Sonnets are poems of 14 lines, still too long for some. No, bellowed the headmistress. She was losing her patience now. Knoweth to the sonnets, but yeseth to the 37 plays? Asked Miss Palaver hopefully. No. Knoweth? Yeseth. It's a knoweth. One means yes, it is a no. And Miss Palaver, henceforth one has decreed that there will be no more school plays ever. The teacher was for once stunned into silence. They bring only misery to those who are in them, and even greater misery to those who have to sit through them. One has consulted with the school council, and all the girls here want your theatre room converted for badminton practice. Badminton practiseth? Miss Palaver couldn't believe her ears. This was an insult of epic proportions. Headmistresseth, do I hear thee correctly? Art thou saying knoweth to the very first staging of all 37 of Shakespeare's plays, so the girls can hitteth a... She could barely bring herself to say it. A shuttlecock? Yes, I am, replied the headmistress. Now, Miss Palaver, one has an extremely posh school to run. Good day. And with that, she stood and showed the teacher the door. Bum, bum, bum. Tomorrow, we get to find out what happened at the end, because we get the last part tomorrow. So, good night all. Speak to you again tomorrow. I will speak to you. You will see me. And have a good night's sleep. Hope everybody's doing well. Big thumbs up. Night night.